Is that a wrinkle? Ew! Today we're talking about the fear of aging and the rise of child skincare influencers. Now, over the past few years, Sephora has basically become the new Toys R Us for many Gen Alpha girls, while many Gen Alpha boys are busy measuring the angle of their baby face jawlines and the tilt of their eyes to submit it, of course, to get their face rating. Yes. Really. Young boys and girls are being taught by social media that they have to start anti-aging younger and younger, focus on their appearance more, and compare themselves to influencers before they even hit puberty. We literally have a category now called Sephora Kids, and these are 10, 11, and 12-year-olds who are filming these get ready with me videos, filling their baskets with retinol and $60 eye masks, buying creams for wrinkles that they do not have. Dermatologists are saying they are seeing children come in with chemical burns, peeling, and irritation, all because they are using these anti-aging actives on skin that is already perfect.
Now, dermatologists are warning parents that some products kids are legally buying contain anti-aging ingredients that are potentially harmful to their skin.
Gotta keep those wrinkles away.
After all, kids, even toddlers, love putting on makeup.
This is my daughter Edie, and if you don't already know, she's a big fan of skincare.
I'm so happy. I love skincare.
Definitely not like the father is telling her what to say.
I'm so happy. I love skincare.
Most of this is not aw, the girls like skincare, how cute. They are being taught that a bare, unedited 12-year-old face is a problem to fix. The beauty industry loves to dress this up as self-care while they slap these pastel packages on anti-aging products, shove them through these influencers who are barely out of high school themselves, and then go, well, it is up to the parents.
I'm in the mood to draw some dollar. So come to Sephora with me.
Oh, nearly knocked people out on the way.
Oh, collects hair oil. Yes, please. Only £28. Bargain.
Dermatologists we spoke with say many of the viral products contain anti-aging ingredients like retinol that can harm young faces. Rochelle Rock says when her 9-year-old's porcelain skin broke out in an angry red rash, she confiscated all her skincare products. Now 11 admits she was influenced by social media videos.
Try this, it's really good, you need it. Moisturizer and then a serum. I had no clue what I was doing.
The long-term effects could be very detrimental. We're seeing packages that look like candy, small skincare refrigerators that are for young girls.
Now we have these girls with acrylic nails on, hair extensions, going to Sephora. Kids, especially girls, are being pushed into adulthood, and then adults, especially women, are clinging to girlhood. So therefore, the middle is gone. The awkward phase of your tween years is gone. 11, 12, 13-year-olds have full makeup routines, contour, acrylics, fit checks. They look like they're getting ready for a night out instead of just going outside, meeting their friends. My get ready with me at 11 was putting on sneakers and then going to climb some trees with my friends or jump on the trampoline. No Sephora hauls.
I could never spend that much time getting ready. Don't you worry, girl. We can tell.
Generation Alpha, that's kids 15 years old and younger, has become one of the beauty industry's biggest consumer groups. They spent, listen to this, $4.7 billion on beauty and skincare in 2023.
Redness, peeling, irritation, we're definitely seeing it. Talking about age 9, 10, who have really beautiful skin, perfect skin, that they're worried about wrinkles and having pores.
But today, especially celebrity kids are dressed like tiny influencers instead of children. Northwest, for example.
Kim Kardashian's daughter, Northwest, rocking a black corset, lace-trimmed mini skirt, and bold teal ombre pigtails.
I feel like I could be Batman. I feel like you could be Batman. Anybody could be Batman.
Brands treat girls like mini versions of their moms instead of children.
Everybody's wearing Skims.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we are obsessed with skincare.
Social media gives them instant access to adult trends, right? Adult bodies, adult conversations. They are not easing them into anything. They are thrown straight into womanhood as an aesthetic. Then the algorithm rewards a very specific face, a specific body type, pushes it on repeat, and kids absorb that immediately. So then the question is not, am I kind? Am I smart? Am I interesting? It becomes, am I pretty enough and clickable enough for the algorithm so that I can have more friends than Sarah? And children should never be thinking like that. Brands know exactly what they are doing. They also know the lifetime value of a makeup brand customer or skincare, so of course they would rather hook a girl at 10 than 25. Also, there are plenty of parents who act like managers who are filming their kids, monetizing them, cashing in the checks themselves. Oh, we're raising this money for college. No you're not. On top of that, the environment these kids grow up in is perfect for creating this narcissistic, compulsive consumer. Entitlement grows because everything is framed as you deserve the best all the time. Even if you are 10, you need the newest eye cream, the best face mask.
Does anyone care about the 7-year-olds in Sephora?
Why do you need all that?
That is great for profit and terrible for development. Gen Alpha is being trained to value appearance and status over skills or depth or actual connection. And then comes the solution brands. How can we fix this obsession with skincare? More skincare, obviously.
Rini, which means children in Korean, is a new company from actress turned entrepreneur Shay Mitchell and 2 of her friends. Mitchell says it was inspired by her own experience with her 2 daughters wanting face masks she thought were inappropriate.
I tried to find her a sheet mask online, and the ingredients in these masks are crazy. They actually shouldn't be used for kids at all. And then the same was true for all of the makeup.
This might be a crazy idea. So, let me know if I'm totally wrong and it's impossible to say this, but couldn't you just say no? Like, let's say you have a kid and your child asks you, hey, could I use that face mask? You can say no. No, this is for adults. Go outside and play. Go do your homework. Is that an option?
And I think what I found really interesting is in Shay's Instagram post, she wrote, Rini isn't about beauty, it's about self-care. About teaching our kids that taking care of themselves can be fun, gentle, and safe. We're talking about 3-year-olds here.
Yeah.
All they do as they move through the world is be cared for. Like that is the entire job of a parent. That's why parents are so exhausted, because all they do is care for somebody else. The idea that a child needs self-care. Like, it is laughable.
Yeah.
That is the language that we use for 30-year-old women.
Yeah. Right. Like, they're not going to their 9 to 5, then they come back and it's time for self-care. For a child, what did they do? They completed nap time?
Kids copy what they see. That's normal. But when curiosity turns into consumption, you start building habits that last a lifetime. So maybe toddlers don't need skincare. Maybe they do. Maybe they just need to be told that their skin is enough.
Exactly. The we are just making it safer for kids angle sounds good. It is better than a child grabbing an adult skincare product and then ruining their skin, but it still teaches 5 and 6-year-olds that their skin is a project that needs products, right? Steps, rituals, just like mommy needs it.
Everyone seen their mom doing their skincare or doing their makeup and they want to do it with them. And so I think it's really smart to create a brand specifically for kids that has more safe ingredients for kids that aren't as strong as the products that adults use for their face.
And the listings say that they're for kids as young as 4 years old. Though that also, as there have been multiple reports saying that the descriptions previously said for kids as young as 3.
When did we start to think that 3-year-olds need to be obsessed by anti-aging or makeup?
The issue is not just the ingredient list. It's the mindset that you have to start worrying about your pores instead of your math test. Or actually what, they said 3-year-olds? Dermatologists are all basically saying the same thing. Give them a mild cleanser, maybe lotion if they have eczema, and a sunscreen. That is it. It is not about self-care. It is about seeing how early they can turn kids into repeat customers.
3, the only thing I think we should be considering is getting them into a little habit of being clean and just hygiene.
If parents treat it like an occasional dress up, it can be harmless bonding, sure. But the problem is that the industry in general is not built on once in a while for fun.
Sephora Kids spent $4.7 billion on beauty and skincare in 2023 alone.
It is built on how early can we train you to feel incomplete without a product, our product. And that can push children into starting their skincare journeys even earlier. At 5, 4, 3. And your toddler not having a sheet mask does not mean you are depriving them of self-care.
The thought of a kid wearing a freaking face mask makes me so frustrated because as a parent of a almost 4-year-old, I just think about what do I want my kid focusing on at this stage in their life, at this stage in their cognitive development, developing their social skills. For not 1 second do I really want them thinking about the quality of their skin or even taking care of their skin. They have the rest of their lives to be thinking about that, to be hung up over that. Let's not start the hang-ups early. To me, this is just absolutely predatory.
It reminds me of Millie Bobby Brown, who also has a skincare brand, by the way, Florence by Mills. But she did also talk about being criticized for aging. The public met her as a child, then she grew into a normal young adult, and the internet reacted like she had aged 20 years overnight. A lot of it is styling or branding or makeup or contour, right fashion, lighting, and high glam photo shoots. She is not 11 anymore. Well, for one more season, she is. Get it?
I want to take a moment to address something that I think is bigger than just me, something that affects every young woman who grows up under public scrutiny. I started in the industry when I was 10 years old. I grew up in front of the world, and for some reason, people can't seem to grow up with me. Instead, they act like I'm supposed to stay frozen in time, like I should still look the way I did on Stranger Things Season 1. One article reads, "Why are Gen Zers like Millie Bobby Brown aging so badly?" Written by Lydia Hawkins. "What has Millie Bobby Brown done to her face?" Written by John Eli. Millie Bobby Brown mistaken for someone's mum as she guides younger sister Ava through LA. Written by Cassie Carpenter. Disillusioned people can't handle seeing a girl become a woman on her terms, not their own.
How is it possible that she's only 21? She looks great. Why are we shocked? What do you think a 21-year-old looks like? They don't all look like that. They don't always look like that. But if you put on a dress like this, if you have, full glam makeup, yeah. I mean, none of this is shocking though, given the Gen Z's aging like milk discourse that we have seen for a while now.
Somebody recently told me that they thought I was 36 years old.
Videos like this have been blowing up on TikTok, resulting in some serious aging anxiety from Gen Zers who are now entering their late 20s. Netizens are saying that it's no surprise that the generation that was raised in the age of social media, which normalized things like cosmetic surgery and Facetune, are now obsessed with anti-aging products, procedures, and trends.
When you actually look at real faces in the real world, not just TikTok edits, I don't really think this is true. Most Gen Z women and men look completely normal for their age. People keep comparing them to these carefully lit, professionally photographed celebrities from earlier generations, or to their own nostalgia-filtered memories of how youth used to look. But yeah, some have gone a bit overboard with things like fillers and procedures that can make them look older. But overall, when you strip away the filters, right, the glam teams, the unrealistic online expectations, in general, the average Gen Z woman or man is not aging like milk. Much like Millie, people keep saying that Emma Watson aged badly, but she looks exactly like a woman in her mid-30s. Nothing unusual and nothing dramatic. The real issue is that people still mentally picture her as Hermione at 15. If the public meets you as a kid, they lock you into that version of your face forever. On top of that, she does not seem to rely on heavy filler or procedures, so her face actually moves and looks human.
Why does 35-year-old Emma Watson look 40? No one has realized she has been hiding three disturbing physical secrets.
Disturbing physical secrets.
Recently, Emma appeared on Jay Shetty's podcast. However, in the video, her eye sockets were sunken and her forehead was covered with wrinkles, making her look quite aged. At 35, she seems to look 40.
At 35, she seems to look 40, a whole 5 years more. Even if that were the case, although I don't really see the issue here, I think she looks fine. And that's how skin works. You move your face, you're gonna get lines, you're gonna get wrinkles eventually. But let's say for the sake of argument, she did look 40. So, to look 5 years older than your actual age, it just doesn't really sound like the end of the world to me.
No one has noticed the 3 unsettling secrets she has been keeping. First of all, she insists on natural aging and refuses to resort to medical aesthetics to fight against aging.
That is the dark secret. Look at her. She looks great. In fact, you right now, you watching, man or woman, doesn't matter. If you are an adult, go ahead and lift your eyebrows. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at your forehead. Smile, frown. I'm sure you may have some lines, and that is natural. That is what real human skin does. Her skin is the same, but because this is Hollywood, it stands out in a culture where everyone is filtered into baby smooth perfection. The audience just refuses to update the image they compared her to. By the way, this is coming from someone that's not a huge fan of Millie Bobby Brown or Emma Watson. I think they're fine. I'm just not like this diehard fan or something, but I think this is ridiculous. They look okay. This is not about her. It is about how warped people's expectations have become. Now for boys too, younger boys are being told that they need to look and act like full-grown men before they even understand what that means. Things like looks maxing, the discipline aesthetics, right? Copying gym influencers, adopting this stoic, hyper-masculine persona at like 10. It is the male version of premature adulthood. There is also so little freedom to be an awkward kid, a tween, to develop the way you are supposed to at that age instead of comparing yourself to adult men. Girls stare at pores and wrinkles. Boys stare at jawlines, shoulders, height. No one has the space to figure out who they actually are without external expectations and beauty standards, which are constantly telling them, no, that's wrong. Get on that skincare, you're already 8. The culture is not giving kids the room to be kids, or actually adults. Kids are aging up and adults are aging down. Aging is treated like a failure, so people do whatever they can to look and act younger when they're actually adults, including emotionally a lot of the time. Many women see how much the culture worships youth and act like little girls. That's the infantilization of womanhood. So the baby voice appears, the oversized sweaters, the cutesy aesthetic. Now if that's just something you genuinely like, okay, fine. But a lot lot of women, especially in media, feel like they have to adopt that image to stay relevant, to be accepted in society, because you can't actually act like a woman or look like a woman. You have to look and sound like a 16-year-old girl. The result is a full collapse of normal development. It is about a culture that no longer respects the natural growth from girl or boy to woman or man, a culture that treats every wrinkle in line as a flaw, and you need to trust the beauty industry to fix that.
I don't want to look 25 when I'm 50, just like you didn't want to bypass your 20s or your 30s. And you know why? Because I'm immune to the bullshit that tells me that a woman 50 or over has no value in this world.
And am I supposed to sit here and pretend she doesn't look amazing just because she's over 50? That we can only appreciate a woman's beauty if she looks like a copy and paste Instagram model with 100 injections and filler? Aging naturally is genuinely so beautiful. You can tell when someone takes care of themselves and their health, not in a youth-obsessed way, but in a way that makes them feel their best. And that confidence is more attractive than anything else.
People say, oh, I love that look on you. It makes you look so young. But then maybe I don't want it then, because I want to look my age. I want to look like who I am, no matter what age I am.
Age never was a difficult thing for me. In fact, I embrace it. Every day's like a birthday.
I'm accepting the changes that come with being old. I'm so grateful.
I love aging. It's a privilege to age. I'm also about letting the aging come through.
Because tomorrow's certainly not promised to you. So if today is my last day, I'm going to look cute as can be. Fabulous.
I mean, it's so refreshing to hear women talk about aging as a privilege. And it cuts through that panic that the internet has created around every fine line, every year that passes. A lot of these women, they carry a presence that younger girls cannot imitate. There is that confidence and composure that comes only with experience. And I've always admired that. They are not running from time. They have lived enough life to understand its value. So when they say aging is a privilege, it is. It is a truth learned through everything they have survived. So there is nothing wrong with looking your age. There is nothing wrong with growing up on schedule. And there is nothing wrong with being in the middle phase, right? The awkward phase, the learning phase. That is what development is supposed to look like. And the more we normalize that, the harder it becomes for the beauty industry and the algorithm to convince adults that there is something wrong with natural aging, and to convince kids that their childhood is an inconvenience that they should spend money on to escape. And that's all for today's video. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Speaking of looking good, make sure to check out my merch that's linked below as well. Also comment, like, share, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.